Hi friends, Misha Crossing here. As you know, an Animal Crossing game has not been announced for the Switch yet, which is a bummer, but it has been so long since they released a main series Animal Crossing game. They have to be working on a new one. It might not be getting here super soon, but it's been rumored within Nintendo for a really long time, so we're thinking they're working on it. And I am here today with fellow YouTuber Pwnapplez, you can call him Peter.
Hola everyone, and thank you so much Misha for having me part of your video. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Peter, and on my channel I do a bunch of Nintendo content, and a good chunk of it is actually Animal Crossing. I even have a series on my channel called Cuckoo's Kitchen where I cook video game dishes and make them into a reality. And the last thing, everything I do raises money for charity, so every penny I make from my videos is donated to charity at the end of the month. So thank you so much Misha, I can't wait to talk about Animal Crossing for the Switch.
And we are going to talk about our top 10 predictions / wishes for the Animal Crossing Switch game. I'm so excited to be collaborating with Peter and helping to build this Animal Crossing community even more. Now Peter, you're the guest here, so you kick this list off.
The first thing I want to see for Animal Crossing Switch is a bigger world. If you guys didn't know, the GameCube version and the 64 version actually had the biggest world, with City Folk being number 2 and New Leaf being the third biggest. I think in the GameCube version you can have up to 15 villagers, while in Animal Crossing New Leaf you can have only up to 10. Could you imagine a bigger space? That means more villagers, 20 or 25 villagers, more of your favorites, or even more theme towns. That'd be awesome. But not only villagers, you can have more public work projects, more things to do, more areas to fish in, and more ways to design your town in this big open world. It would be so cool to carry it on the go with the Switch, either at home or on the go. You can go into Animal Crossing and play in this whole big new world with all these new villagers that you can fill with the brim. I think it would be super cool just to have something even bigger than the original Animal Crossing game. Just think, 30 acres, 40 acres, 50 acres, maybe you can expand on acres. You start out in a small area and then you slowly grow and grow and grow. It would be just super cool to have an even larger world in Animal Crossing Switch.
And one of the most highly requested new additions to Animal Crossing, just across the fandom, across the board, is skin color customization. Basically more character customization options, but especially being able to choose your skin color. Because in all Animal Crossing games, there is just one standard skin tone that everyone starts out as, and you can only darken your skin tone by tanning. And that's not like real life. There are so many people from so many places around the world with all sorts of different skin tones, and you shouldn't force players to be limited to just one ghostly pale skin tone, even though that is exactly what I need. It is not what the whole player base needs. They really took some steps forward in Happy Home Designer as far as character customization goes, so maybe they'll implement a tool like that, like a character designer, or maybe the questions will kind of flow more naturally with a conversation with someone as you're describing your appearance. Something like that. I
absolutely love the Able Sisters. It's so cool that you can design your own shirts in the game. And way back in the day in the City Folk era, I made a video on YouTube of how to make the Philadelphia Eagles jersey. And if you ever find that video, just don't let it surface, keep it buried. But it would be super cool to expand on the Able Sisters, all about customization. What about if you can customize accessories to your favorite color? If you guys didn't know, in Breath of the Wild, and I love Zelda, so you'll probably have a lot of Zelda things in this video, but in Breath of the Wild, you could actually customize Link's clothing to fit your whatever color you want. You just have to bring certain materials and voila, you can change Link's tunic to any color that you seem fit. And it would be super cool to do that with accessories. You have these sunglasses but you wish they were in red? Well, bring Maple some 5 apples or something like that. Or bring her 2 fishes or something, just to change the color of these glasses, or these hats, or these shoes, or these jeans. It would be able to expand on the inventory. Yeah, people would be like, oh well, I would rather see 500 new items, but wouldn't it be cool to have 500 new items that you can customize any different way you would like? Just being able to customize the colors of certain accessories would make Animal Crossing even better. You could think, a villager says, hey, I got these sunglasses, but you know, I really want them in orange. Could you maybe help me get some color material or bring them to Cyrus so he can dye them? I don't know why Cyrus would be doing the dyeing and being the Able Sisters, but it would be something super cool just to have being able to dye accessories or change the color of jeans, shirts, t-shirts, anything. You can actually change shirts and t-shirts. Well, you know, even with that, say if you get the metal suit, right? You can bring it and get a green metal suit. It'd be just super cool. I know I'm rambling, but it'd be just super cool to customize any clothing item you get to your favorite color in Animal Crossing Switch.
One of my biggest wishes is a town design tool, kind of like the Happy Home Designer room decorating tool, where you can use the touchscreen to move furniture around the room. They need a tool like that for your town. Now, I know Animal Crossing has always been a playing in real time, day to day, watch the development of your town sort of game, and I think that is wonderful and it's really fun and has its merit, but so much of the Animal Crossing community really loves just completely designing a town with extreme customization options. Maybe there could be two modes you could play in, one being a more real-time, day-to-day playthrough of a game and one being more of a town building focus.
One of my favorite things about the Animal Crossing New Leaf update was the ability to use Amiibo and tap in your Amiibo to get certain villagers or certain items from other Nintendo IPs. It would be super cool if they can expand this on the Switch. Just think, you have a King Dedede amiibo, you slap it in, bam, you get a Penguin King Dedede villager. Or you get a Pokemon amiibo, although the Pokemon company is a little difficult to deal with, but it would be just super cool to promote other Nintendo items and other Nintendo games. Just think, you have your Breath of the Wild amiibo, like the Guardian, you slap it in, bam, Tom Nook says you can put a custom public works project of a Guardian statue somewhere in your town. Though not the ones that are alive. I wouldn't want to be trying to catch some butterflies and a Guardian is just chasing me down, shooting laser beams and destroying my town. But you get the gist. It would be super cool to cross over other Nintendo games and other ways to promote it. Normally Smash Brothers is the way that Nintendo uses it to promote its games, but Animal Crossing has such a large audience, I think it would be a super hit if they do something along those lines.
We need to be able to choose villagers to stay forever. It's so scary coming back to your game after a long time, wondering if your favorite villager has moved out, or maybe they just didn't tell you they were moving out and you were playing every day and you just didn't happen to run into them for them to tell you, and then all of a sudden they're gone. It's very sad. It's a very sad situation, and this could be solved by Nintendo implementing just a conversation you could have with your villager where you say, hey, I really like you, let's be best friends, will you stay in my town forever? And they're like, yeah, sure. Maybe you have to get your friendship level to a certain point with them. That would be a cool little addition to that system.
Now, a lot of people might not agree with me, but I missed the fetch quests in the GameCube version of Animal Crossing. If you don't know what they were, it was essentially Bob would lend Lily his Game Boy, Lily would lend the Game Boy to Jeremiah, who then lends it to Maple. So you had to run all the way around the town to find Maple, then you found Maple, and then you had to run all the way around the town to find Bob, and then give it back to him. But you had to make sure that they were in an igloo, or they were somewhere, or just somehow vanished for like half the game, like Lily did in my old days of playing the GameCube version. But you'd finally give it to Bob and then you get an item. And I would love for them to expand on that, like all these little side quests that you can do with the villagers. Yeah, so essentially today we have, oh, can you get me a squid in the ocean? I want to study it. Or, hey, can you get me an apple? Even though I'm standing right under the apple tree. It'd just be super cool to bring back a longer fetch quest to do, just to have your playtime expand a little bit, because getting apples and getting squids for villagers is fun, but I miss running around trying to find this Game Boy, going frantically before Bob goes to sleep so I can get some mystery item. Because back in the GameCube days, man, getting a shirt was super cool. Nowadays it's like, oh, okay, the Apple Sisters, or I can just get it from a friend. But back then, man, filling your catalog, you did every little single activity for these villagers. So it'd just be super cool. And these fetch quests maybe can give you a special item. Yeah, we have the picture frames, but just think, maybe there's a certain furniture item or a certain clothing item that you can only get from that villager after you do a certain amount of these long quests. So I think just bringing longer versions of activities with villagers would be super cool to play with the Switch.
Part of Animal Crossing New Leaf they could expand on could be the traveling merchants. You know how you have like Red and Katrina show up in your town plaza every once in a while. They should implement something where there are different NPCs that are traveling merchants that sell, or maybe even new NPCs that sell rare or exclusive furniture items, because there are certain sets that are just really popular furniture sets, but they're only available for like a couple of days or a couple of weeks out of the year, and if you let it go by and you don't happen to get all the pieces, then you have to wait a whole other year to get those furniture pieces. So maybe in the off-season, when it's not those furniture's, you know, event period, there could be traveling merchants that come around, kind of like a black market sort of deal where they have higher priced exclusive rare furniture pieces. Be a much better way of getting all of those rare sets than just sitting around waiting for the event to come back again.
Last but not least, I would absolutely love for Animal Crossing to bring back the NES games for Animal Crossing Switch. Now if you guys didn't know what they were, back in the GameCube days you'd be able to run around your town and sometimes you would rarely dig up an NES for your house. And you'd plop it down and you'd be able to play a full-fledged NES game inside Animal Crossing. And I had so many memories of playing Balloon Fight, Warrior Woods, even Punch Out with my mom. It was just super fun trying to fight Mike Tyson with my mom and just yelling and screaming and having to fight and fight and fight all over again. And I just had so many memories, and it was just super cool because it introduced me to other Nintendo games on the NES, because I didn't have an NES, I had a Super Nintendo and a 64, that was my era. And it was just awesome just to play oldie NES games and introduce me to these other Nintendo IPs. Now I know with the Virtual Console, Nintendo's probably not wanting to give out free games, but even demos would be super cool. Let's just say you do that fetch quest for Bob, remember what I was talking about before, and you get his Game Boy back, and at the end he's like, you know what, I think you should have my Game Boy. And it's a they could even do demos, a 30-minute demo of Fire Emblem. That would be perfect. A great opportunity to introduce other Nintendo fans into IPs that they never played before, never had the chance to play. And I just think it's a great way, besides amiibos and besides downloadable content, just to have just a little thank you for the fans and a little bit of exploration. And these items wouldn't be super easy to get, they would be super hard. Super rare, and I know there's cheating devices, and yeah, okay, if you cheat, essentially, well, you're gonna get 30-minute demos of games, big whoop. But it would just be super cool for them to bring this back, because it's a perfect way for them to have cross-compatibility with other IPs and just introduce Nintendo fans to the great classics that Nintendo has.
My final wish / prediction for this Animal Crossing Switch game would be like more ways to make money, more specifically kind of jobs. I really like in the old games where you worked for Tom Nook, and I feel like they should implement something like that into this new game, but not just with Tom Nook, with different people. Maybe you could work with the Able sisters to help design clothes, or even sew and make clothes. I could see them implementing a really fun mini-game sort of deal where you're using a sewing machine to make some clothing items. Maybe you could work with Leaf or the Nookling store to, make deliveries, do certain little side quests, basically, that would make you more money. And of course, we need to resume our role at the Roost, being a barista. I love being able to take villagers' coffee orders. I hope they can expand on that barista role, make it a little bit more interactive and entertaining. And that wraps up our top 10 things we want / think we will see on the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch game.
Once again, Misha, thank you so much for having me. I had a lot of fun. And guys, if you guys didn't know, me and Misha did a video on my channel talking about the Animal Crossing app, whenever that's gonna come out. So go check it out. The link's in the description. And also, let us know in the comments below, what do you want to see for Animal Crossing Switch? What are your predictions?
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely go check out Peter's channel. He makes awesome videos. If you want to follow my social media, links are in the description box. You all have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. Don't forget to be awesome. Bye.